What is one invention that we'd be better off without? Scam calls. We get them on our house phone all the time and it's so annoying. 24-hour news cycle that is funded by entertainment. The problem is that the media is funded by ads. Ads are bad because it incentivizes the media to care about views above all. This leads to clickbait titles and manipulation of the facts to make a typical situation seem exciting or controversial. Fast fashion. I can't imagine the amount of cheap, tacky clothes just mountains in landfills. I saw an ad recently that issued a wear challenge, daring influencers to wash their clothes and wear them more than once. It's stupefying. I guess fight fire with fire, or stupid with stupid. I guess fight fire with fire, or stupid with stupid. I mean, that pickup trash challenge lasted for a few weeks. It kinda did a few good things for a minute. Loot boxes and pay to win games. Literally, let's get people addicted to gambling via gamification and then see how much money we can steal from them. Convenience fees on debit credit card transactions. Worse convenience fees when you choose electronic bills statements over letters. What the actual duck are you on about? Electronic is cheaper for you, the company. This is why I like having a brokerage with online bill pay. Play nice, and we are all good. If you don't, that auto payment I have set up with my bank will physically mail you a check every month. I don't even care. I heard a story from another Reddit user that he refuses to go online and pay the fee and still pays his rent with checks. The people kept telling him to next time sign up for online billing, and he keeps saying he will when they don't charge him a convenience fee for no reason. VX gas. It's very, very horrible. It's one of those things we wish we could disinvent. Cookie pop-ups. How come we still don't have more efficient way to manage our browsing privacy? They are also teaching users that clicking any OK pop-up is a normal thing, which just makes them more prone to get malware on some websites. Huge point. Thanks for adding this. Source: I'm retired user interaction designer. Robocalls. A smaller but related issue is calling different businesses and hearing a robot on the end to navigate through all their hoops, especially when it's a voice response system, and only find that you landed in the wrong section and have to do the whole thing over, is extremely frustrating. For questions about your account, press 1. Oh, your question was about billing. You should have pressed 2 for billing. Oh, your question about billing is why you were billed twice. You should have pressed 3 for dispute resolution. Oh, your dispute was due to a processing error. You should have pressed 4 for bookkeeping. Oh, bookkeeping only has access to your account for records and inquiries, so we can tell you your payment history and the like. So if you want to know why you were billed twice, you should have pressed 1 for questions about your account. Then once you finally get to a person, they send you to someone else who then puts you on hold, and then your call just magically loses connection. Pop-up ads. Not only are they so annoying, but can either scam or install malware on the devices of unsuspecting people. The dude that made them apologized. Well, they've happened anyway even without that dude. Now the equivalent is interstitial ads. Same idea, just within page with a grayed out background. Things haven't gotten much better. Now there are entire news stories that are actually really ads just without overtly advertising a product. They merely craft a story which leads to learning about a product or seeing it mentioned, or even some as sophisticated as if you look into details of the story will lead you to a product. It's insidious. Or Google how to fix X computer problem. First result: full step-by-step guide to fixing X. Article: yes, X is a common issue to occur. All you have to do is head on over to Miracle Fix Software. Common by Miracle Fix software for only $19.99, and it should quickly and easily fix your issue for you. Any product that you pay for and then have to pay a subscription to use. Subscriptions for any service that absolutely does not need to be a subscription. And by that I mean Microsoft Office. Edit: I've literally gotten 85 replies overnight about LibreOffice. Stop. Or any software you install and run at your home or business. Shit, that time bombs because duck you give us more money. Dealing with that now. Working to tell those groups duck you not paying. as soon as I can. Welcome to my humble adobe. YouTube and screens or end cards that often block content at the end of the video you're watching. Yeah, I ducking hate that shit. If it allowed me to turn them off, I'd be fine. But unfortunately I have to miss the end of my video because of those duck faces. Beauty pageants for children. I honestly do not understand why people are fans of these shows and enjoy going. I feel bad for the children who are forced to participate because a lot of the times, the mothers make them wear inappropriate clothing, or sometimes force them to change their body even though a lot of the times, the kids are like 4 years old. There was once an episode of Toddlers in Tiaras where a mom forced her kids to bleach their hair and teeth at only 2 and 5 years old. I was shocked at how these kids had to do this to their bodies at such a young age, since they are still growing. Devices meant to break after a short period of time, and devices that purposely have parts you can't replace. Edit guys. I'm aware it's called planned obsolescence, especially now, lol. Ugh, we have a telescope that's thousands of dollars in the place that makes it refuses to have any replacement parts and won't let anyone else make them. Edit, I clarified with my husband and he said, if you're the first owner apparently they will provide parts. But if you're not then they won't allow you to buy parts from them and nobody else can does make parts. Given a lot of people buy astrophotography stuff secondhand, it's really a disservice to the community. Who is that? I'd like to know, so I don't buy from them. Orion telescopes. Leaded gasoline. The guy who invented it proved to the media that it was totally safe by ingesting lead and having them do a urine test on him, since lead stays in your body forever and isn't cleared through excretions. Of course his urine test was totally clear. He also invented CFCs for use in refrigeration, and thus contributed mightily to the depletion of the ozone layer, but in the end, he developed polio and died horribly strangled to death by a bed he invented to help get in and out of bed due to the disease. Oh shit, I was going to say this dude. Everything he tried to do, he kind of succeeded, but at great cost to the earth. Seafloor trawling. It destroys the habitat of fish, just so we can squeeze every bit of a fish from an area. I wish more people knew how bad the sea environment is getting because of us. The polygraph machine. Super inaccurate and I believe even the inventor curses its existence. It's basically just a prop for interrogations. The person believing it works is what makes it work. Otherwise it's pointless, and to say someone failed a polygraph is completely meaningless. I go through them regularly and I believe they are just intimidation interrogation tools. Unless you have a major physical tic that gives you away when you lie, lol. You don't even have to talk to police without a lawyer, and the use of a polygraph machine is extremely unlikely unless you agree to talk to a police officer without a lawyer. The point is never talk to police unless you are the victim to a crime. I read that it's used during the hiring process for either the FBI or the CIA. Can't remember which. And that it's basically a prop to intimidate the applicant. If they start to get real nervous, the interviewer knows to press them hard to find out what they are nervous about. Drug commercials. Duck me, your average Joe, making drug recommendations to my doctor, who spent 10+ years studying and working to be in the position. Those ads are banned in Canada, so whenever I watched an American channel it was just such a culture shock that they were allowed to advertise those things like that. A roommate of mine watches a lot of court TV and the ads on that are just aimed at seniors trying to scam them constantly. It's insane. Anyone ever seen that as seen on TV ad of the golf club you pass in? I feel like that'd be a good contender for this. I use it every day. No, I do not play golf. LED advertising. They are too ducking bright and now they are putting mini screens on trucks that drive around town, and it pisses me off. There's already enough distraction on the road. I miss the billboards that had the rotating panels. Those were cool. Fun fact. In my country rotating panel billboards are banned. LED screens aren't. Landmines. I'll tell you why. They render large tracts of land completely unusable. They are expensive and difficult to remove safely because there is seldom documentation of where they are placed. They are cheap, plentiful, easy to place, and deadly. They kill, maim livestock and wild animals. They kill, maim innocent people decades after conflicts have ended. Many times the victims are children because they can't read or don't understand warning signs. Yes, landmines on some Denmark territory have only recently been all cleaned away. It took so many decades to remove them and make it safe for tourists to traverse the dunes again. Dumb question. But how do they know when if the landmines are gone? Like, is there documentation on the total that were placed, or did they just stop finding any? I'd guess that they had an area where they knew nearly all of them should be in, and then went through and combed every inch inside until there wasn't any more land to check. Could they drive a remote vehicle around the area? Maybe something like a road roller that works like a Roomba and just sweeps back and forth over a dangerous area. 2 ads on YouTube instead of 1. Now it's 3 ads. 3. I use ad block and refuse to watch YouTube on my phone. So what the hell? Ad block detectors. Your site forces me to disable ad block. It'll just go to another site. Bless those websites that at least allow you to click on a continue without supporting button to have ad blocker and see the site at the same time. Autoplay videos, especially in non-video streaming websites. Nobody asked for them, yet so much work is getting put into making it a web standard. Just ducking stop. Edit thanks for the responses. Yes, I'm aware that there's ways to block it, and I guess, thank God there's a standard, because it can make it easier to block. The key point is that nobody asked for videos to play in the background of news sites. So why does it exist? Edit 2. Wow. This blew up. Please don't spend any money on fake Reddit metal. Go ahead and donate it to a worthwhile charity instead. I'm seeing these on recipe sites more and more. No Donna. I don't need to see you making sloppy joes. I just came to see your measurements for a roux. Unskippable ads. You block origin. My friend. Seriously, life without ad block is heck. Sponsor block 2. Apparently it saved me 4 hours and 40 minutes since installing it a few months ago. Shark fin soup. Tens of millions of sharks are killed every year for their fins that offer little nutritional value and serve no purpose outside of being a status symbol. Asbestos in popcorn ceiling. Wow. Thanks for the upvotes and awards, y'all, and for sharing your stories. This stuff has caused a lot of pain and sickness, and I'm sorry. Plus it's tacky as heck. As a kid I slept on a bunk bed about a foot under a popcorn ceiling. The stuff would fall on me all the time, and my sheets were covered with it. I'm probably dead. Ads on streaming services that I duck and pay for. You don't need revenue. Hello. That's what my subscription is. Cable has historically been more expensive than any single streaming service. Yet they threw ads at us as frequently as network television for years and got away with it. The selling point of cable was originally to get rid of ads, but they slowly crept in. The same will happen to streaming. Will happen. It already has happened. Will happen. Happening. Happened. Keurig single-use pots. Even the guy who invented them hates them. He says that. But he's also incredibly wealthy from it. He's probably only so regretful. You know. No a-hole here. The guy who invented the machine sold his steak for $50k. Part of the reason he hates them is because it's a reminder of what he lost. Ads with sounds that play when your phone sound is off. For-profit prisons. For-profit hospitals. Fun fact. Most hospitals are non-profit and you are eligible for free treatment up to a certain amount depending on income and marriage status by filling out a form. Unfortunately, they don't tell you this, and it's really well hidden on the hospital's website. Edit for my hospital near me. It's 100% discount for anyone whose income is 150% above the poverty line and decreases 10 for each 10% past 150. Microtransactions. I miss the days on PS2 where you buy the game once it's enough. Reality TV. I swear it glamorized the worst kind of behavior, and we ate it up. Not to mention being the catalyst for the hard luck story narrative, which has now led to every single person on the planet being desperate to be a victim of something. Cheap, single-use, and wasteful products. Reality shows and the celebs that came with. True, but I still just love it when Gordon Ramsay calls something a donkey. Junk mail is just a waste of everyone's time. Planned obsolescence. I remember when things were built to last, and I'm only in my 20s. Edit. Lots of great insight and points to consider. I'm sure there's a lot of different factors that go into making a product, though I would be surprised if it didn't get considered when trying to maximize profitability. Think about it. Why make something built to last when you can incentivize the customer to move on to your newest product? For example, there was the whole debacle with Apple slowing down older phones, even though they were perfectly capable of running newer software. The new generation of every basic machine, like refrigerators that requires internet to work, it only have one job to do. Deepfake. Anytime I see a video with it, all I'm left feeling is fear for the future. Facebook. Websites with infinite scroll content. Cigarettes. Single-use plastics. Political parties. We should have listened to Washington. Heck, at least having more than two, like, damn, we clowned hard on that shit.